Today's video is a viewer-suggested topic by Remnant Snow over on Twitter. If you'd like me to cover a topic, be sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, linked below. I'm the Home Slice, Ascend.
Michael, don't leave me here. Michael.
Period. And as you just saw, today we take on what it means to be skilled at Halo. And while I think we all understand being skilled can be reflected by basic player performance, in today's video we take it a few steps further and claim that doing good in Halo is not the same as being good at Halo. Be sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on and stick around for my viewer question at the end. We're on the push to 50,000 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate it if you did. Let's get this started. Okay, so the first thing we need to do here is shape up some kind of unified perspective and define what it means to be good at Halo rather than being good in Halo. In this video, when I assert someone is good at Halo, I'm saying that this person has an advanced understanding of the gameplay sandbox as a full package, and can in all instances utilize the sandbox at any point to succeed in the game. In short, a skilled Halo player would be able to do good with any generic part of the game. Now, I'm not saying to be skilled you need to get like a unfriggin' believable with the plasma pistol. I'm saying that in an instanced moment, a skilled player could, without hesitation, use the plasma pistol in the best way possible to create success. The topic from Remnant Snow takes that assumption and basically says, if a player is not proficient with every part of the game, they are less skilled than someone who is. We're all on the same page up to here, right? Okay, so knowing this, the issue we're going to attack here is how ranked, competitive, or pro Halo is played. Since the virtual dawn of competitive play, these skill modes have been built on foundations of filtering, disabling, and removing select parts of the Halo gameplay experience. Simple examples over the years have included removing radar, armor abilities, and certain pickup weapons, but even affects basics of the game. Some games have changed movement speed, melee damage, and literal weapon damage, as we know. Nearly all comp experiences are also directly built on having a primary loadout precision weapon as opposed to an auto, and let's not forget about the total neglect of vehicles inside competitive Halo play as well. The gist idea here is that virtually no venerable competitive Halo experience actually involves playing Halo as intended. At the start of each title, showrunners in the comp scene cut away and shape the actual Halo gameplay experience to fit very picky and restrictive rules. Now, an observation I'd like to make right here is that when comp showrunners and players do this, when they filter out Halo to fit their specific desires, they also pair that with calling the cutaway content casual. I joked about this on my Let's Argue series, but casual is a weird half slur that gamers like to use. You notice that pro players use casual like a slur? Like, oh, f me, man. God forbid I have a job. Something that is casual is less valuable, less important, and less skilled, quote unquote. And to be called casual is to be diminished in value as a player. What's weirder to me than gamers trying to have an ego trip over other gamers is how it works. People don't want to be called casual. They want to be skilled. They don't want to be affiliated with less skilled things, so they flock to what's more skilled. Again, quote unquote. This is a silly sentiment because in reality, these comp players are not qualified either by like real education and training or by employment to decide what is and isn't best for Halo. That's the developer's job. To be honest, we could almost do a whole video about the weird, condescending nature of comp play, but we should get back to today's topic. Let me know if you want that video in the comments. Okay, so let's recap really quick. To be good at Halo, you have to be able to use everything in Halo well. Comp players, both real pros and the fake pros on Twitter, don't actually compete using everything in Halo. So at the end of the day, are they really as skillful as they want us to believe? As I'm sure you're doing right now, I cross-referenced competitive Halo with major sports. My natural correlation was that even the best NFL quarterback probably won't be the best striker in soccer. I'd be a little shocked if LeBron James was a good hockey player. I start thinking about racing too. Is the best NASCAR driver inherently a good dirt biker? Is the world boat race champion the world's best cyclist? If you're comparing esports with the more physical sports like above, then you might be willing to give pro players a break. So what if they aren't great with the spiker? They're better than most with the BR, so that makes them a pro still, right? At first, I agreed, and I would have stopped the video right here, but I realized the correlation between esports and real sports is an invalid one. It's an apples to oranges comparison, and it's not so much what the player in either can do, it's more about the game that they're playing. Esports isn't about peak physical ability, it's about manipulation of a system. It's more technical. But more importantly, in Halo, it's a game of equality. The other game esports is actually most like is chess. A game of strategy where a player is trying to utilize all the tools in their arsenal, the same arsenal as their opponent. A good chess player must be able to utilize all their pieces to their advantage to create victory, and be able to reevaluate the use of those pieces in a moment's notice. Could you imagine a world champion chess player starting the game by taking their rook and knight off the board, or by putting the queen in the front row, or if they were allowed to hide their side of the board between turns? That's the correlation most akin to Halo's comp scene. Pro players redefine the rules of the game and market their redefinition of Halo as somehow more pure or desirable. But I think the larger Pandora's box here is that if Halo's comp scene actually meant playing Halo, no holds barred, the comp scene would dramatically change. The first reason being that the comp players who succeed solely under the special rules made for comp would start to fall off, giving way to players who actually have a better generalist understanding of the game. Second, you would see the skill gap at the highest levels widen some, as players who are both pro and have master manipulation of the actual game are now free to basically wreak havoc any way they want. But the third and probably most important change would be the shift in the meta. Players will naturally seek out the most effective tactic available. It's the nature of the gamer. As comp Halo would see to shift to now include a complete Halo experience, you could see unorthodox strategies start to emerge as players fight long and hard to abuse what they find to be the new complete meta. In short, competitive Halo would undoubtedly be changed, because up until this point, it's only used a handicapped version of the game. So let's double back to the original question. Since current pros don't actually play Halo in its entirety, are they actually entirely good at Halo? I think it goes both ways. Like I said, there are definitely pros who have a master manipulation of the whole game. And from my point of view, these people are the actual, real, venerable pro players. But I'm not so callous to simply write off the people who only succeed in the limited parameters. I mean, even when filtered, not everyone can be a pro. So there's something to be said for people who at least understand those rules well enough to be pro. For today's viewer question, answer this. What part of the Halo sandbox and gameplay experience that is usually removed for competitive play should return in order to make comp play more representative of the real Halo gameplay? That's going to do it for this video. Be sure you like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you have not, and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. You can join my Discord, all these things are linked below, and until next time, I'll catch y'all later.